Hello, we're going to try to create a network of Twitter users showing the similarity between their tweets with Mozdeh. So I'm going to assume that you don't have Mozdeh on your computer already, so we start with searching for Mozdeh on Google. So I'm Googling Mozdeh, clicking the link to go to the home page, clicking the download link at the top of the page, and then right-clicking on the right link to download Mozdeh link, save link as, and it's saving the program Mozdeh to my local computer. When it's finished saving, I'm going to open up the folder showing the program and double click on it to start it. So now the program is saved on my computer and ready to start. Windows isn't letting me run it because it's a program downloaded from the internet, so I'm going to click on more info and run anyway to start the program. Mozdeh now asks me, because it's the first time that it's run on this computer, it's asking me where to save the data, so I'm going to accept its suggestion, which is in a subfolder of the folder where it's currently stored. I'm now going to enter a name for the project. Whenever you collect data, you have to give a name for the project containing the data, and the project will be translated into a folder within the Mozdeh main folder to save all the tweets and related information in. So I'm going to call my project Top Tweeters, and then click on the Start New Project button. Now it takes me to the data collection screen where I tell Mozdeh what kind of data do I want to collect, and it gives me several tabs at the top here depending on where I want the data from. Usually I'd get data from Twitter with queries, but today I'm going to go for tweeters. I'm going to get information about tweeters, and I'm going to enter in a list of the top 10 most followed tweeters as of September 2020. So I'm asking Twitter now to download the most recent, about 2,000 tweets from each tweeter. This is the maximum that Twitter allows. I'm going to click on the button Download Users Tweets, and I'm accepting the option to remove retweets from other users, so we'll only analyze their original tweets and not the tweets that they've retweeted. So I'm clicking the Download Users Tweets, and now Mozdeh is asking me to log into Twitter to get permission to search Twitter. So it's taking me to a page where I've already logged into Twitter, so it's asking me just for authorization. So I click the Authorize button, and then it gives me a PIN. I'm going to copy the PIN and switch back to Mozdeh and paste the PIN in the Mozdeh box. Click OK. And now at the top of the screen we'll see that Mozdeh is going to Twitter and downloading tweets from each user in batches of 100, starting with Barack Obama at the top. We've nearly got to 2,000, so that's the maximum. So after 2,000 it stops, and now we're on to Justin Bieber. So Mozdeh will continue in this way down the list. It might take a while, and if Mozdeh runs out of the permitted number of queries per 15 minutes, then it will pause to the end of the 15 minutes and then restart the queries. So this process might take a lot of time if you have a lot of tweeters, but in theory, no matter how many you have, you can allow Mozdeh to just continue collecting them, and it will pause whenever necessary, and eventually it will finish collecting them all, and then you're ready to analyze them. So we're just going to wait until it's finished now and pause the presentation. We're near the end now. We're going through Ariana Grande, the last one of the tweeters. So as soon as her 2,000 tweets are ready, then Mozdeh will tell us what to do next. So now it's asking to filter out duplicate tweets. So this is a useful thing to do to prevent having multiple copies of the same tweet. So we'll click yes. This is the processing stage where Mozdeh is checking all the tweets that it saved to your computer and getting ready to process the information so that we can search the information and create network and run other analyses on the data. This may take some time. Now we're being asked a few questions. So first of all, which language? These are all Americans, mainly tweeting in English, so I'm going to click OK for the suggestion of one for English. Now I just have to click OK to say I'm happy for Mozdeh to start processing the data. Mozdeh gives me some other options. I'm just going to accept the default. The options I've just chosen include sorting the tweets by month. So instead of reporting the number of tweets on each day, if you ask for a time series graph, it'll report the number of tweets each month. So this is more useful really for data when we have several years of tweets, because the month-based graphs will be smoother. So again, this stage can take a long time. This might take a couple of minutes. Mozdeh is nearly finished now processing the dates. Now Mozdeh is asking us which language we want to analyse sentiment in, and I'm going to pick English. And another pause. And Mozdeh is now ready. Just telling us it has finished processing and now we're ready to analyse it. So I've clicked the OK and we get taken to the main search screen, where if we click search we will get a list of all the tweets. So we can see that there are 20,181 tweets. To create a network, I'm going to click on network and then make networks of post TF-IDF cosine similarity between labels. And I'm going to accept the defaults for all the questions I've asked, and because I've created a collection of tweets based on Twitter users, it will allow me to create this network without specifying anything extra. Nothing for the first one, nothing for the second one, nothing for the third one, nothing for the fourth one. And now it's asking me where I want to save the file with the network in. I'm just going to accept the default. And now it asks me for some gender information, so I'm going to say yes to this. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. And now it's drawn lots of networks. It's drawn lots of different networks. Let's just have a look at the top network. So here we can see the nodes in the network are the tweeters, and the lines between nodes are thicker if the tweets from these people have more similar text to each other. So here Cristiano Ronaldo is most similar to the Ellen show, Ellen DeGeneres, and most of the others are most similar to Lady Gaga, I don't know why, and Justin Bieber is most similar to Ariana Grande. So this network shows one type of organisation of the connections between them. This top one, if we look at the name of the network, spanning. This is a minimal spanning tree. This contains the minimum number of connections to organise all the tweeters. If we minimise this one and look at the next one, this is a sparse network that shows only the strongest connections. And here the strongest connection is between Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift. I couldn't see the connection, so I just clicked on the node to drag it away, and we can see that if we only look at the strongest connections, there's just one between Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift. So this is a sparse network 99, only connections that are 99% the strength of the strongest one. This is a sparse network 95, which is similar, also Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga. This is a slightly more connected network. It's a sparse network 90. So here we've got the strongest connections are Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, and then a weaker connection to Ariana Grande to Justin Bieber, and a weaker connection Lady Gaga to the Ellen show. So these connections are based on the similarity of the words they've used in their tweets. And then 75% sparse network. So this is allowing yet weaker connections to be drawn within the network. So you might wonder, well, why doesn't the network just draw all the connections at once? And it's because if there are lots of people in the network, then the more connections you add, the more of a mess it seems. So you can choose which sparse network you use, or have the complete network if you prefer. And if you don't like the arrangement of the nodes, click on them and move them around. And this is the full network. This one shows all the connections. It doesn't cut any connections out. So this is a complete network of the similarity between tweets. So let's try lay it out again. I'm going to click Layout Automatic. And we can see that of all of these tweeters, the least similar to the rest is Cristiano Ronaldo. Perhaps he doesn't always tweet in English, and he's also not English, unlike what I said earlier. So the different language for his tweets is probably the reason why they're less similar to the others, and also presumably tweets about football. And we can see strong connections here between the pop-rated ones and the Ellen Show. Katy Perry less so. Barack Obama connects to most of them through similarity. Donald Trump, again, most similar to Lady Gaga, more similar to Lady Gaga than Barack Obama. So the similarity might be the topics they're discussing rather than opinions. So for example, if Donald Trump tweets a lot about COVID-19 and Lady Gaga tweets a lot about it as well, but they tweet completely different opinions, then they'll still have a thick line for the similarity of the topic they're discussing. Okay, if you want this network to be copied into a document, there are two ways you can do it. You can press the print screen button on your computer. I've just pressed it on my computer, and then open up Paint. Then press Control V to paste, and then you can edit down the network. You can crop the network. I'm just cropping the network in Paint, and now I can copy and paste it into a Word document. Control A, Control C. Then if I open up a Word document, a blank document, I can paste it, Control V, paste the network into my document. If you want a higher quality diagram, you can use the print option to print to a PDF or a high resolution image format if you like. So if you're creating an academic document where you need a 300 or a 600 dpi image, then you'll need to use the file print option with a suitable printer driver. Okay, that's it. So we're seeing how to collect tweets from a set of tweeters and how to draw networks showing the similarity between their Twitter accounts in terms of the words used in the tweets of their accounts.